traveling the world with Jeffrey Epstein, flying on his plane 26 times, vacationing with Epstein, hot tubbing with strange women, all because he was never held accountable. Another predator president. Paula Jones accused Bill Clinton of exposing himself to her in a hotel room. And 11 months later, he was elected president. And because of that, and what happened back then, this cycle of sickness has continued, and it's gotten worse, proving again that the powerful will lie and cheat and do whatever they have to do to stay in power. And this cycle played out again this week with Eric Swalwell and Tony Gonzalez. Paula Jones is the woman who started all of this. She is a mom, she is a grandmother, and she's put all of this behind her over the last 30 years. Paula Jones, so nice to have you on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Can you take us through what happened in that hotel room in May of 1991?
Well, I was at the registration desk, and Bill Clinton was out there doing an interview, and he saw me with my coworker. And then later, the state police come over and said that Bill Clinton would like to meet with you up in his room. So I didn't think nothing about it. I was excited. You know, why wouldn't I be? It's the governor.
Right.
I wouldn't think something ill will from him. So I went up there, and when I got up there, it was just a little bit of small talk and stuff. And then next thing you know, he's exposed himself to me, pulled his pants down, exposed himself to me, and wanted me to kiss it.
And you walked out of the room after that?
Yes, I tell him that I'm not that kind of girl and I need to be going. And he said, he momentarily held the door, and he said that if I had any issues, that Dave Harrington was his, he appointed him, he was his friend, and that was my ultimate boss, that he would have a talk with him.
During the deposition a few years later in 1997, he lied about ever meeting you. How did that make you feel? And do you think that Bill Clinton has ever been held accountable for any of his actions as it relates to what he did to you and other women?
Absolutely not. No. He has not been held accountable for anything he's done, in anything whatsoever. And I know that there's probably hundreds of women out there. And why would they come forward when nothing has happened? You know, he never is held accountable for anything. But it's just wrong, and it's because of who he is and the political party that stands behind him, that covers for him, that protects him, and that's why he's never been held accountable for anything. I
want to play you a soundbite because two members of Congress were forced to resign just this week, one from both parties, for essentially the same issue. Here is a woman accusing Democrat Congressman Eric Swalwell of inviting her up to his hotel room, which reminds me a lot of what Bill Clinton did to you. Take a look.
Ultimately, it reached a point where he invited me to a hotel to meet him. It was very clear what the connotation was. At that point, I completely stopped responding. What I keep thinking back to is how lucky I am that I didn't go to that hotel.
So, Paula, you were one of the first women to have the courage to do what you did way back in 1991. What do you make of the difference in the way the media treats female accusers today versus how you were treated back then?
Well, I had no women whatsoever rally around me. Nobody wanted to help me. I was on my own with my legal team. That was it. But I knew what I was doing, and what had happened to me was the truth, and I knew I was telling the truth. So it was, I won't say it was easy, but it was a little bit easier because I knew that the truth would prevail. And then when I did go back to the deposition that you asked about a little while ago, I honestly thought that I was going to finally hear the real truth, that he was going to not lie under oath, and that he was going to have to admit that what he did to me. And he sat up there and lied with his red face, you know, just sat up there and lied about it. Said he don't recall ever meeting me.
I think you're a victim of Bill Clinton. I'm curious, do you think somebody like Monica Lewinsky is a victim?
No, absolutely not. She did that willingly, and I know she was young and everything, but she knew what she was doing. She kept doing what she was doing, and no, she was not a victim. I mean, if you want to say, well, he took advantage of her, yeah, absolutely he did, but he did that to all the women. So, but she continued to pursue and to go after him as well.
Yeah, and that relationship lasted for years, and she was 22 years old, by the way, so not a child. Are
Right.
you afraid of the Clinton family? Here we are, we're 30 years removed from when this happened, 25 years removed from when Bill Clinton was last in the Oval Office. Are you still afraid in any way of the Clintons or the mystique around the Clinton machine?
I will always be careful and just have that in the back of my head. And I'm just thankful to the good Lord that He has brought me this far and has protected me all these years. And I truly believe that's why I'm still alive.
So, and I hear that. What Bill Clinton did back then, and we've, he wasn't held accountable. He's never been held accountable. After he left office, he started traveling around the world with Jeffrey Epstein. He claims they were just business partners. I'm wondering if you believe that explanation. I think I probably know the answer. But do you think that because he wasn't... Sorry, go ahead, Paula.
No, I don't. I mean, I was just going to say, I don't believe that explanation.
Okay. Here he is in a hot tub with strange women. Here he is looking through some of the photos of his days with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think that because Bill Clinton wasn't held to account, that this essentially signaled to future politicians like Eric Swalwell and Tony Gonzalez today that this sort of behavior was not only accepted, but okay in Washington when you get elected?
Yes, and you can get away with it. So don't worry about it. We've got your back. That's exactly what it says. And basically that's what happens a lot of times. It sure did with the Clintons.
And you think Bill Clinton got away with it?
Oh, absolutely. He hasn't been held accountable for anything, for any of the women that has come forward. We're all liars, we made it up. And it's just... That's always what they said, that it was a conspiracy, political conspiracy, to bring them down. But that's not what it was at all. I didn't even know what a Republican or conservative or Democrat was when all this happened to me.
But I do think it's interesting. You registered to vote in 1992. Who'd you vote for?
Yes. Well, whoever else was running at the time. I don't remember.
You voted against Bill Clinton in 1992.
I did, absolutely. Yes.
Is pretty remarkable. Paula Jones, appreciate you being here.
Yes, that's the first time I voted.
Yes, I appreciate you being here. Look, your story is so important, and this stuff keeps happening in Washington, and it shouldn't. And I think that a lot of the reason that it continues to happen is because of what happened to you in 1991. So I applaud you and the courage you had then for coming forward, and the courage you've had tonight for joining us. We appreciate it, Paula Jones. Thank you.
Thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.